And then, as usual, video is optional. If you like to come off camera and say hello, feel free. But if you're doing other things at the same time, no worries at all. Great. All right, so my name is Michelle. For those of you that I've not met before, I'm one of the co-founders at Impact Hub Houston, and I am not a native Houstonian technically. However, I've been here since I was a little girl, so I am a Houstonian. I really excited about bringing back the Houston Hackathon. It's one of my favorite things to do. Fun fact, my first hackathon was a write-a-thon, it was called. I had no idea what it was. I literally just went because a friend invited us over who was a poet. So I was like, okay, well, he's going to this. I probably have a place there too, right? And so my background had been like zero engagement with anything within like the tech, coding, like hacking community. It was all brand new. And I had a good time. I was able to bring my supply chain brain, events organizing brain to the table. So that was exciting. So today, like I mentioned, we're here with Impact Hub Houston, and we have several of the partners for the Houston Hackathon also on the call. So I'm going to give them a chance in just a second to say hello if they'd like. The agenda for this meeting, and hopefully you all saw me switch the slide just now, just one last confirmation to make sure everything's moving good. Okay, great, perfect. Thank y'all. Okay, so we're going to go over, because I had no idea what a hackathon was, and maybe some of you already do, but just in case so we're all speaking the same language, what is a hackathon? What is the Houston Hackathon? What do we expect with this year's event? Who are some of the partners? And that's what we'll have an opportunity to. I see some of the partners already on the call, so I'll have an opportunity for y'all to say hello there. What does the schedule look like? We are actually 1 month out from the kickoff. So yay, happy 1 month countdown. And what are some of the challenge themes? And then what we're going to go over is also some of the volunteer roles leading up to the kickoff on September 5th. And we'll go through each of those opportunities. If you're interested in signing up, we'll then also go through how you can do that. All right. So hackathon, it's an event that usually lasts a day or a weekend where people come together to build creative solutions to real world problems. And I didn't know this part. The hackathon word actually comes from hack, which is a clever solution, and a marathon, which focuses on effort over time. So that's how the hackathon came together. What happens at a hackathon, and actually would love to hear, drop it in the chat if you have never participated in a hackathon. So you're like brand new to a hackathon, put that in the chat or use one of your reaction, any of the reaction emojis to let us know that you're fresh to the hackathon game. Awesome. So what happens at a hackathon typically is that you show up, if it's in person or if it's virtual. If this one's in person, you show up, you form a team, you get to pick a problem to solve. So people will present problems that you can work on, or you bring your own. And you basically spend hours brainstorming, working together, collaborating, sometimes moving around to a different team when you realize that you don't really want to work on that. You'll jump around to a different team. And basically you work together to build something, to build a solution. That typically looks like either a digital prototype, like an app, a website, or any kind of tool, or high level concept. So we are not expecting that at the end of a hackathon you have like the full-blown solution ready to go, but at the very least it's a high-level concept that you've thought through and outlined. And then at the end you share that idea with the community for feedback. In our situation, you can actually submit your solutions to be scored and ranked to compete for first, second, third place. So there's different types of hackathons. There's a tech hackathon, civic, business or startup, social impact specific, and there's actually a few others, but these are the ones I wanted to focus on today. The tech hackathons are very heavily focused on building software and hardware solutions. Civic hackathons are focused on making cities better by using open data and community knowledge. The business startup hackathons are aimed at launching a new product or a startup. Similar, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Code Launch. In a way, Code Launch is also one of those business startup hackathons because they'll partner with an entrepreneur, and then within a very short period of time, the goal is they will actually build them their MVP at least for their tech product. And then a social impact hackathon is very specifically targeted around social impact issues. For example, some members of our community have participated in hackathons focusing on human trafficking, and there's other hackathons that also have specific themes. So good news, the Houston Hackathon is actually a combination of all of these. There is the lens on the civic hackathon component, but we also have space there because this is an entrepreneurial, a creative, a very impact-driven community that it hits a little bit of all of these pieces. And so we are hosting this in partnership with the City of Houston as well as other partners. And it's really an opportunity for people with different skill sets to come together and collaborate on how can we improve our city. As I mentioned during the hackathon, you have the opportunity to get to meet new people, bond around bond around challenges and problems that our community is facing, but also come together and come up with solutions that we can potentially implement. And like I said, you can bring an existing idea or start from scratch. And one other thing I'll note here is that you can show up. So y'all are already here, so this is awesome. But someone can show up September 5th, brand new, and that's 100% welcome. So if y'all know anybody that wants to show up that day, they can come with no previous preparation at all. And you can also show up just for a few hours, or if you really get excited about something, you can work through with the team. I'm going to go through the schedule in just a second. But yeah, it's flexible in how you participate. And what we will also have is coaches and experts that are actually going to be available to help you around the specific topics so that we can actually build solutions that are a little bit more tangible even during that weekend. And so here is where I get to have my tea break for a second. These are some of the partners that are helping put together the hackathon this year. Still looking for more support, of course. So after this meeting, if you're interested in joining, please let us know. We have some of these partners here on the call today. Some of the logos, if you're not familiar with them, we have representatives from the City of Houston, the ION, January Advisors, Good Sparrow, and Tech 23. At this moment, I actually would love if we want to kick off. Any of y'all want to say hello, please come off mute and just let us say hi. And I would love to hear like why do you participate in this? Like, why do you support the hackathon? Why do you want to see it come to life?
Think we should hear from Jeff first.
The OG, Jeff, let's go. Let's kick it off.
Well, hi, everybody. My name is Jeff Reichman. I'm with January Advisors. I have been running this company now for about 16 years. And a long time ago, back in 2013, 2012, Bruce Haupt and I, we had just come off a startup weekend and was drunk on the Kool-Aid of collaboration. And we were like, what if we did a hackathon for the city of Houston? And it was surprising. We had over 200 people show up. We had 26 different projects. Jesse was there. Jesse has since kind of carried the torch for all these years as the director of innovation at the city of Houston. And I do it because it's really magical to see people who have all these different skill sets, but not a lot of knowledge about how government works or the challenges that governments face. Connecting with people who are all day, every day working on those challenges, but lack kind of the tech skills necessary. And we've seen hundreds of these projects get developed over the years. And it's just really, really fun. It's just a fun learning experience. So I'm really happy to be here. And I'm really thankful to Michelle and Jessica and Grace and Nelson and everybody who's carrying this forward. So if I missed anybody, I apologize. But just super excited to see this continuing and going forward. I'll pass it to Jesse.
Thanks, Jeff. Hey, good to see you, man. Been a long time, but it's great to be. Yeah, I'm really excited to have the hack is back, and we did some work during COVID. I know that was it was a little tricky doing hackathon virtually, but we're excited to bring it back together here. And now, I mean, shoot, with all the advances in technology and that type of thing, now I'm really excited to see what kind of solutions we get out of this. So I've been doing this since the beginning. Also, have seen a ton of good projects come through. if it's not something that we've adopted directly, it's something, there's been, ideas that have, sparked other ideas and have sparked, other innovation in the city. So, it's been really valuable from the city's perspective to get those fresh ideas. It might come as a surprise to you, but City Hall doesn't have all the answers, and we certainly want to, engage with the community. We have such good talent in our community. We want to, get as many ideas as we can from y'all. We're going to come at you with, some ideas, some pain points that we have on the city side. We'll have we have a GitHub with some project ideas that we'll put in chat. A lot of them haven't been updated, or the project ideas are pretty old, but they might spark an idea from you. And we'll add some more to that. I'd say in general, the mayor really cares about new forms of citizen engagement. He's also, we're facing one of the biggest we just faced one of the biggest budget deficits in Houston history, and have all kinds of financial challenges. So things that can that the city can do to be more efficient, or deliver services better, faster, cheaper. That's something that we're really interested in. And we're going to be those partners throughout this process that can help. If you have a good idea, talk to us about it. We're going to want to also connect you with city subject matter experts, and we'll be that open door for City Hall. You come to us, and we can find the people who are in the city and may have expertise or data to help support your project. So anyway, looking forward to it. Thank you, Michelle and Grace, for taking the torch here, and really excited to participate this year.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jesse. And then does Good Sparrow Tech 23 want to say anything as well?
Hi, all. I'm Jessica, and I have my partner Nelson here. We're with Good Sparrow.
Okay.
So hey. So we do a lot of storytelling, visual storytelling mainly. So we work with actually Impact Hub regularly, and the City of Houston with the Department of Neighborhoods. And so for the hackathon, we are storytelling partners as well. So we're going to be capturing footage the day of, mobile, probably some pictures, maybe video, and just sharing everything that everybody will be posting, hopefully, the day of the event. And yeah, so that is our role for this, and excited to be back as a partner this year. We have participated in the past, way back in the day, when Jeff was leading this a long time ago, probably like 10 years ago, maybe, I don't know. We didn't know what we were doing either, and we also didn't code, but we showed up and also had a good time, like Michelle said.
Yeah, the connections that are made there is so great. So we really love the opportunity to start this up again and work with all of you all. We would also love if we can get some of you all the day of to go ahead and say a couple of things in front of the camera. So we'll have a team out there, and it's important for us to document a lot of this because we feel this would be a great opportunity to just have a template that we can reuse, which this already has been doing great anyway. But everybody needs to know about this. More people need to know about this because it's such a cool thing, and other cities can definitely learn from all the stuff that's happening here. So we'll be going around with some cameras. And if you're up for it, we'd love to get just a quick little soundbite. So looking forward to it.
Thank you, Good Sparrow. And lastly, Tech 23.
Hey everybody, my name is Jose. We have a media company here in Houston where we gather people. Not everybody knows how to code, but they find it interesting to at least.
Louder.
We have different events around the community around tech, and mostly recently pivoted into STEM as well. So we've been working with U of H and different campuses to just make them more cool, more engaging, and introduce it to a whole new market. We've been working with museums, doing art dissections, filming it, and just putting people into new experiences. So we're going to bring in some of the people that we represent to this group to just have a good time.
And then just in case folks didn't hear that, just drop that in the chat as well, because I think the sound was a little bit low. And then we have on the call as well several Impact Hub members. And so shout out to the Impact Hub community to close this up. Grace Rodriguez, go ahead.
Thanks, Michelle. Sorry, my voice went up like 2 octaves. I'm so excited. I've been volunteering with Houston Hackathon, I think also since the beginning, maybe, Jeff. But
You were a judge at the
really,
first hackathon, in fact.
yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. So I'm super excited that Jeff and Jesse entrusted us to continue the legacy of Houston Hackathon from Sketch City, and that we're able to bring the community back and reboot it in this way. I do want to share, especially since, climate and resilience are such big topics. There's one hackathon project that I think that it persists to this day, and it's the Adopt a Drain. So if that's not, is that right, Jesse? Yes, I see you nodding. Awesome. And I just searched for it. It's still there. If you click on the link, HoustonAdoptADrain.org, it will take you to the map so you can see that these solutions are still active and working for the city and for the communities that we're trying to serve here. So you can create, and that's like 18, so that's 7 years ago. So you really can create persistent, sustainable, and scalable impact for the region from this one hackathon, and building a team and connecting with people to keep these types of solutions going. So my hope is that if we get some really good ideas, that you all will be able to connect with Jesse and some of the different department heads and see if there is something that you can implement alongside them. I know that our city has some really challenging capacity. We're strapped, right? Like all resources, everybody is strapped for resources right now, it seems like. So the more that we can lean on each other and support each other, the better. And we feel like this is one way of doing that. So thanks. And thanks for putting us all together, Michelle. This is incredible. Everything looks so good. So kudos to you too.
Thank you. All right. So we are going to dig into some of the meat now of what's coming down the pipeline in the next month. The first is our schedule. So like I said, 1 month countdown. Our kickoff for the hackathon is September 5th. But before September 5th, we have one more of our reoccurring open project nights that's happening on the 24th of August. Use your emojis or drop it in the chat if you have no idea what open project night is. Please let me know. But in the meantime, Open Project Night, it's actually our monthly event and opportunity for community to come together to do almost like mini hackathons where you can pitch your ideas, your challenges, and then community that shows up that's also made of a diverse group of backgrounds, experiences, skills can give you feedback or join in and help support creating a solution for that challenge. And so we have one this month. So on the 21st, the theme is Sustainable Development Goal 9, which is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. However, we're going to also use it as a practice round for anybody that's wants to get some more feedback or recruit maybe some team members ahead of the hackathon. So jumping into hackathon, like I said, September 5th, it's a Friday. This is happening in person and it is happening at the Ion. Impact Hub Houston is now officing out of the Ion since March. So that's also why we are hosting it there. And we're really excited to bring community together. The space itself is very large. If you've never been before, we're going to be kicking off in the forum stairs and then breaking out into the various classrooms to collaborate or into our Impact Hub Houston suite. We will be on site for until 4 p.m. throughout the day, and I'll go to the next slide in a second. Throughout the day, there'll be a series schedule where, actually, let me just go to it now while I'm talking about it. Oh, it's not coming up. Okay, well, throughout the day, we're going to have a combination of workshops and time for projects to pitch and teams to be created. And then while you're working, the experts and the coaches will be floating around the room as well, so that they can help give you feedback, point you in the right direction if like a data set already exists or a solution similar to that was already implemented. They can walk you through what some of those challenges were and just basically help you on your road to building. After 4 p.m., we will officially end the hosting element of that Friday. However, we would like to continue working in that space on Friday. You're able to do so until the building office hours, which I believe are 7 p.m. And then through the weekend, your team will self-organize and continue to hack together until the Sunday evening when you'd submit your solutions online if you want them to be considered for the final competition. The solutions are uploaded through a platform called DevPost, and we'll basically share more information with you on that later on how to do that and also have somebody supporting with troubleshooting if you have any issues with that. All of the submissions are also we've created a template to help you standardize the submissions so that the judges are also easily able to compare. And so you'll have access to that template, and basically it'll be a PowerPoint, a presentation, slides, which is how you'll submit your solution. And then judges will score the following week, and we'll announce our winners September 12th. So that's the high level view. And challenges. What are the things we're working on? And so as Jesse mentioned and Jeff prior, we have a couple of a list of challenges that are already being collected over the last several years on a platform called GitHub. Those will be linked here, and we'll share them with you guys afterwards. But we'll also be adding some new challenges, both from the various city departments and other partners across the city. And you will also be able to show up with your own challenges the day of. We'll do a lightning round, like pitch presentation, where 60 seconds, what's your project pitch? And you can live try to recruit some people to help you work on that during the day of the event. We will also have a Slack channel that we're going to reactivate for our hackathon this year, and that's where all of the participants will have an opportunity to collaborate, find teammates, ask questions about the certain challenges that they want to work on, etc. All right. Any questions so far before I jump into the volunteer opportunities? And I'm scanning through the,
Yeah,
if you,
Michelle,
go ahead. Mm-hmm.
can you hear me? Okay.
Yep.
So, and apologize that I was running a little bit late, but is hackathon for folks who currently do not have an idea that's already been built out, or is it for, like someone like me who got something already kind of going or whatever, and just looking to get some more eyeballs on it?
It's for both.
Okay.
It's for both. Mm-hmm. And then you'll also be able to see everybody will be able to see like the themes that are being built around for the challenges. And then if you already have a solution that you've been working on, you can try to figure out under which of these themes does it fit. Go ahead. Is it Sign or Zane?
Yeah, Zane.
Zane.
Just quick question. I know in previous years, I think it was 2021, 2022, you guys did cash prizes. Are you guys planning on whether it's allocating sponsorships to have a prize? But is that the intention?
So we're actively trying to find sponsors to be able to have a combination of prizes for the top 3 winners, separately from what we mentioned earlier, which is introductions to potential stakeholders that could implement the solution. And then also for anybody that wants to take that idea and actually run with it and potentially figure out, can we turn this into a business? And that's also where you can leverage the entrepreneur support that comes from Impact Hub and our networks to try to help build that into an actual business in the future. So we're definitely on it. And actually, there's a slide that I'm about to go through in a sec that talks about volunteer recruitment for sponsors.
Sorry,
Thanks,
I didn't mean
No,
to
you're
jump
okay.
up.
No, this is great. Okay, I'll pick questions back up in just a second, and I'm gonna start going through some of the volunteer opportunities.
It's 4:30.
Oh, okay, so We have a volunteer sign up form that I'll drop here in the chat now. And sign up form. There. Okay. These are the areas that you see on the screen are the main areas that right now we need support with to bring this to life. There's the area around tech support, sponsor recruitment, mentors and experts, general logistics like day of support, volunteers, and then as Good Sparrow mentioned, we need storytellers, we need people supporting with outreach and marketing so that we can really make this hackathon that looks like the city and that like is building for the city. When you fill out the form, and I'll explain each of the sections in just a second, you will also be asked, there's certain dates that are actually in-person events. And if you're able to attend any of those, then you can click those. Or if you are just able to volunteer remotely, then you would just select that very first option that says, I can work on specific tasks leading up to the kickoff. So let's go through each of the sections. So first, tech support team. I really need you. So the tech support team will help us create a smooth experience with the various tech platforms for all of the participants through the weekend. The first thing on the list is updating the GitHub with data sets, and maybe it would be awesome to be able to solve through what are the unresolved project ideas and like which ones are still relevant and help us like move those up on the list. So anyone that is really savvy with GitHub or can learn that pretty quickly, would love to have you on board for that. Setting up and moderating the various participant channels within our Slack. What we've done in the past is that we create a channel for each of the project challenges. And that way, when people join the overall Slack, they have a place where they can actually talk to the other people that want to support that. And then just being on call to troubleshoot when it's time to upload things on DevPost because it's brand, some people might be the first time they use that platform. I didn't know about DevPost till a few years ago. Actually, I didn't know about any of these platforms a few years ago. So anyone that's super tech savvy that likes problem solving and that is, patient in communication with non-tech savvy individuals, would love to have you on this volunteer team. The others is a sponsor outreach team. We are in the process of securing food because it is a extended event. So we're looking for food, we're looking for swag, particularly t-shirts would be awesome, and prizes and just general supplies for the kickoff. So what someone in the sponsor outreach team would do is help us reach out to local businesses or people in your network. Impact Hub Houston is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so all donations are tax deductible for this event. And then help us in coordinating any in-kind donations as well leading up to the event. So this is great for people that are connectors, that are event professionals, that really are extroverted, that like to talk to people, and they want to help find these extra tidbits to make it extra special for the people volunteering that day with their time. The marketing and outreach team, our goal is to have 100 plus people in the room on September 5th to participate in the hackathon. So if you are a communicator, a creative, you're active on social media, we would love your support with spreading the word on socials. We'll have some assets that we've already created, so you won't have to create things from scratch, helping us reach out to schools, community organizations, local groups to invite them to participate. And then overall helping us tell the story of the Houston Hackathon and why are people coming to participate here? Like, why are we solving for the challenges that we're solving for? Why haven't we solved them yet? So any support from these volunteers in even reaching out to media outlets, press, helping write your own blog post to help tell the story and the narrative. And then logistics and day of host team. Basically, you're helping us bring it to life on September 5th. So anything with the event setup and flow, event materials, signage, helping with the check-in process, coordinating with any of our vendors for food delivery, tech needs, accessibility, et cetera, et cetera. So this is perfect for detail-oriented planners, ops minds, and people that just love to do that work behind the scenes. And I am so sad I'm missing out on this chat because I feel like there's something exciting happening there. What is Jeff doing? This says settle down, Jeff. Okay, and the last piece is mentors and experts. So we really need this lived experience and like subject matter experts to help us create better solutions during the hackathon. What we're trying to avoid is that in that limited time that people have together, if we can help accelerate their creative problem solving process by coming in and injecting like, here's what's already been done, and you're the person that has that information. We need you in the room. And this doesn't just mean individuals that maybe have worked in like the data side or in the oil and gas side, like depending on the issues that we're solving for, this can also be community leaders. Like you and your community are facing the issues. So you are an expert, a subject matter expert on why the issue is there and how you would like to see the solution. And so if you feel like you have something to contribute from the mentor or expert side of things for the challenges, then this will also be the team for you. This might make even more sense once we formalize what those challenge themes are. So then if you see in the future topics that are gravitating to you, I encourage you to sign up for this role. Okay, so those are the high levels. I'm going to go back to this page just so that they're on there. And we are going to open for more Q&A. So any questions, comments?
What are some of the categories that you're looking for experts or mentors in?
I don't have that answer yet. In the past, we've had people that are, for example, really good at mapping things, right? Like and helping people visualize a process. That type of skill set is helpful. We've done challenges that are more focused on climate action, for example, in the past. So individuals that have worked in that space. I'm not sure. Grace, do you have any other suggestions there for the mentors and experts?
Yeah, if you think very early stage, right? So if people helping people think through design, so human-centered design, systems change, design thinking, that kind of skill set is really helpful to help hackers walk through the problem and try to figure out how they actually want to solve the problem. And then having a knowledge of a lot of different types of tools that people could use to create to rapidly prototype solutions. So if you have pretty good knowledge about how to use Gemini or GPT or Notebook LM or for research, and if you know how to use Airtable with their Omni AI, now you can create an app really easy. But like those vibe coding or like AI enabled coding kind of platforms, that would be really helpful for teams. And then, like as Michelle said, subject matter experts. So kind of roaming around and finding out what people are working on, and if they choose, like let's say an infrastructure challenge, if you have expertise in infrastructure, it would be helpful for them to understand whether their approach could work or not. Like so somebody advising them on as they're thinking through something, saying like this wouldn't work because of this, or here's some challenges you need to consider. Here's where it gets tricky. Here's where nobody's tried this before, so maybe you might be interested in trying that. That kind of expertise or the insights that come from your expertise could be really helpful.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Anyone else? Stop sharing just so I can see all your faces. I dropped in the chat the quick summary of the activities, on the dates that we mentioned that are coming up, the volunteer areas, the I'll drop again the volunteer form if you want to sign up. All of this will also get sent to you afterwards. And then if you are ready to sign up to participate, I also dropped in that link there too. So you can already, registration is open to sign up as a participant for the hackathon. We'd love to have you as a volunteer, but it's not required. Here we are. And then any other questions? I have what I'd like to do in the last 20 minutes or 15 minutes to give any of our extroverted friends an opportunity to connect with each other. I wanted to open up the breakout rooms and do a random sorting for individuals to connect with each other around just why they are interested in participating for about 10 minutes. and then we'll close those breakout rooms and we'll end the session for today.